Hydromancy. Ever heard of it? It's basically a way to use an ordinary glass of water to predict the future, or even next week's winning lottery numbers. Seriously, let me show you how to do it. Now you know, if I could bottle that ability up and sell it, I would already be a millionaire. Okay, so hydromancy. What the heck is it? And better yet, how can it help me along on my life journey? Well, in my mind, it sounds a lot like a love of water or wet romance, since hydro is the prefix, but that might be a bit inappropriate, so that can't be it, right? In hindsight, I've learned it's an occult practice where information, visions, or messages are gathered by gazing into water. Whoa, I know, sounds a little creepy and pretty unbelievable, right? Everybody would be predicting their future over a glass of water if it were that easy. Hell, if I knew how to do that, I would be somewhere enjoying the lottery bag right now. All jokes aside, though, hydromancy is a practice that is said to have been around for a millennia, way prior to any lottery jackpots. So, is there really anything to it? Well, I am definitely no spiritual guru, so don't consider me an expert on spiritual matters by any means. The only thing I can offer are my personal experiences and thoughts on the subject. What I do know is that since I started becoming aware of my awakening journey, there are a couple of things I've learned for sure. One is that nothing is an accident or a coincidence. Everything is divinely orchestrated. So if everything is divinely orchestrated, then I can find guidance, information, or messages in everything around me, right? Well, at least that's my thought. Anything I may see or hear, any conversation I may have, a social media post I may see, or an animal I come across that may have a significant meaning for me in that moment. I can, or at least I should be able to find guidance, information, or messages in everything around me. I just have to slow down long enough to perceive the messages that are waiting all around. Another thing I've learned is that spirit is in everything, whether it's fire, air, water, earth, animals, humans. Spirit is in everything. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a beautiful thing. Since spirit is in everything, then I can use any and everything around me to learn about or even communicate with spirit. So that's kind of where the journey into this practice started for me. I already had an altar in my home where I honor spirit, my higher being, my spirit guides, and my beloved ancestors. On my altar, I have something that serves as a symbol of all four elements in reverence and in honor to spirit. I have a plant for earth, a candle for fire, a lit incense for air, and a glass or a bowl of water. Now, I didn't even know you could, nor did I have the intention of using any old-ass occult practices to predict the future or the winning lottery numbers. However, I am always looking for ways to communicate and connect with spirit and learn as much as I can along this spiritual journey. And since I already had the elements on my altar, I believe it was kind of a natural progression for me to want to try meditating on these four elements, which are spirit and which make up the foundation of the physical world all around me. Everything that I can see, hear, smell, taste, or touch is comprised of these four basic elements: water, air, fire, and earth. So I decided I would spend time meditating upon each element to see what I could learn about life, myself, this world, and most importantly, in my heart, I wanted to learn as much as I could about spirit. So I started with water. Now, as bad as I know you want me to say that I've somehow predicted the lottery numbers or deciphered the next 40 years of my life, unfortunately, I cannot. Honestly, I'm not even sure I would want to. However, I did find what I thought were some pretty cool and profound correlations between spirit, water, and life. These are the 12 that I could think of off the top of my head. However, I'm sure there are many more that I missed or didn't even contemplate. First up, ebb and flow. Hate it or love it, there is an undeniable ebb and flow to all things. The quicker you learn to embrace this constant change and ebb and flow of spirit, energy, love, life, money, etc., the better off you'll be. Depth. If you've spent any time at all contemplating God or life, then you know there is an expansiveness to spirit and to this world that is undeniable. Search the expansiveness of everything around you, and you will find meaning. Search the depths of spirit, your higher self, subconscious mind, your circumstances, emotions, etc. Learn as much as you can about life. Reflection. Spirit is a huge mirror. It reflects the highest versions of ourselves back to us. It also shows us our deepest fears, illusions, subconscious beliefs, and whatever is hindering us from becoming the highest versions of ourselves. Spirit will reflect to us reality, not just what we want to see. Clarity. There is nothing like looking into a beautiful body of water and being able to see all the way down to the bottom. Clarity is so pure and illuminating. Dwelling in spirit allows us to see the clarity we need to settle fears, refocus our vision, and provides us the answers we seek. Cleansing. Ever notice how a nice hot shower can make you feel so much better after a long or a crappy day? Connecting with spirit has the power to renew, refresh, rejuvenate, and wash over you in that same cleansing and reinvigorating way. Settlement. Sometimes we can get so stirred up in life's circumstances that we don't know whether we're coming or going. Being still and aligning allows spirit to sort through, wash out, or settle the sediment in our lives. Undercurrent. If you've ever had the pleasure of playing in the ocean and felt the power of its undercurrent, then you know exactly what I'm referring to here. Look over your life, and guaranteed there are times where you felt the power, strength, and force of spirit when it was pulling you back to source. Conduction. Spirit and water are the same in that they conduct whatever energy is put out or through them. In that same way, we can be a vessel that spirit can channel love, light, power, energy, and strength through. Ripple effect. Drop a pebble into a still pond, and you can see the ripple effect for quite a distance. In that same way, disruptions in life, circumstances, emotional states, and life force energy can have far-reaching effects on us, our families, our communities, legacies, and humanity. Motion. Ever try to keep water steady? It's almost impossible unless you just don't touch it. Similar to water, spirit, energy, and life, all things are always moving, vibrating, evolving, and in a constant state of change. Hydration. There's nothing like a tall, refreshing glass of water, especially when you're thirsty. Seek a connection with spirit and see how Source hydrates, refreshes, and quenches your thirst for more life, love, energy, dreams, and your deepest desires. Strength. We all know, or at least I hope we know, the strength and power of spirit. Turn to your local weather channel and you can see those same attributes in water, live and in action. Spirit and water both share that same undeniable force, strength, power, and ability to either give or destroy life. So, those are just a few of the ways I believe spirit reveals its character through water. In closing, I will say that in my time spent meditating on and with water so far, that there is an undeniable peace and serenity that washes over me every time I do it. I know and I can feel within me that spirit is close to me when I do and is acknowledging my effort in desiring to connect. Even now, when I'm not even working with the water, I could just put my hand on the bowl on my altar and instantly feel aligned. I know it might sound strange, but it's definitely something you should try. Do it sincerely and with an open mind, though. You already know you have to come to spirit correct. Ain't no half-stepping. So unfortunately, I haven't the slightest clue how to use your glass of water like an all-knowing crystal ball. However, I hope you find the correlations between spirit and water as fascinating as I do. And if you haven't or don't already, I highly encourage you to start looking at everything around you as a sign. Maybe even spend time in a body of water or meditating over a bowl of H2O. You never know. Spirit is always looking for ways to get our attention. Lean in. You may be amazed at the revelations Spirit has for you if you open your heart to receiving them. I know my experience so far has definitely enriched my life. I'd love to hear your experiences on this subject. Thanks for listening in. The Rebellious Gem.